Peace for Ukraine or Ukraine now. Russia, just go home.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting. No more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Τα προγράμματά μας προσφέρονται σε πολλές γλώσσες. Παρακαλούμε δείτε suprememastertv.com/schedule.
One of the differences about the sanctuary and our approach to it is that it's built on a very strong spiritual base and a strong set of values.
Supreme Master Qinghai Vegan gratefully present the deepest trust, the Shining World Compassion Award, plus $10,000 as a humble token of support for all its precious work to promote kindness to all beings and with all love, best wishes, and high praises for serving animal people in need. May God bless and protect you always. Deep Peace Trust, and an International Day for Animal People, Part 1 of 2. Please continue watching to learn about a splendid reserve where the residents can live their lives naturally and fully.
Sa'balaikai, not causing pain to another living creature, is a central principle of the Jewish tradition, and we violate it every time we eat something that we know was factory farmed, was debeaked, declawed, was treated cruelly. The Reverend Rabbi David Wolpe, vegan.
G'day! That's probably the most well-known Australian greeting, and it immediately conveys a very welcoming energy. Sun-blessed viewers, I am Anala, a world traveler from the Kangaroo Kingdom. Everywhere I go, I see the light of heaven just waiting to fill your hearts and brighten your days. Welcome to our program about Deep Peace Trust and an International Day for Animal People, Part 1 of 2.
Suppose you are chained and tightly caged like those captive animals tortured all their life and murdered for meat. Would you scream for help? You would, just no one will help you in hell.
World Farm Animals Day was established in 1983 as part of an international movement to spotlight the suffering and slaughter of animal people. On October 2nd each year, thousands of kind-hearted individuals participate in activities to promote a more compassionate world where sentient beings are not reduced to commodities. To celebrate this day, we would like to introduce a sanctuary that has been making a difference in saving precious lives. In their own way, Andrew Einsbruck, vegan, and his wife, Billie Dean, vegan, have spent much of their lives pursuing the same objective. They founded the Deep Peace Trust more than 25 years ago in New South Wales, and its animal sanctuary, A Place of Peace, is the largest in Australia. A unique facet of this beautiful haven is that Miss Dean, vegan, is capable of intercommunication with animal people. In many ways, this talent has steered her course through life. In July 2023, Supreme Master Television was honored to be granted an interview with these compassionate people.
Andrew and I have always rescued ever since we were married. As you know, I'm an animal telepath, so the animals would call me and they were in trouble. And when you've got compassion and empathy and telepathy, you obviously say yes to our capacity. And so we started when we were in Sydney, and we had a small property in Mudgee, and there was an old horse, an old trotter. And he was all by himself. Horses can't be alone, so he came and joined our two. And he was pretty broken and broken-hearted. And during that time that we had him, we moved to the Blue Mountains, and we started doing a whole lot more. We were very involved with sort of the natural way of being with horses, so we collected more, and we collected dogs. And then we were forced to move again because we were running out of room. So we came down here.
And what a tranquil refuge it is! A home for over 450 animal people of various species, including cat and dog people, goose and duck families, horse communities, sheep friends, and more. As their website states,
we think of our sanctuary as a community of souls, and it's about honoring and respecting the animals as sovereign individuals with their own personalities and troubles and joys. Our days are filled with caring and tending.
Miss Dean and Mr. Einsbruck are also advocates of protecting the free roaming Brumby folk. They are the descendants of escaped or lost horse people. In some cases, their genealogy can be traced back to companions of the first settlers from Europe.
The HeartMath Institute have done this study in the USA where they measured horses in herds who are at peace and found that they've got a 9-meter radius of this magnetic field from their heart. And that puts people and other animals and the earth in a heart-coherent state, which is an optimum state for well-being. So they're healers.
The sanctuary's founders have often observed how the equine and bovine residents are very in tune with the natural world.
According to the HeartMath Institute, wild horses and cows in herds will line up their magnetic field with the Mother Earth every night. And then in the morning, we've witnessed ours greeting the sun in the way of the ancients. And so they'll stand with their faces to the sun. And of course, the sun is sending them spiritual downloads and all sorts of things going on in the spiritual aspect. And they know this, of course, because they're ancient, wise being. And they are holders of the light grids. They're doing so much work.
Vegan side effect might feel like you are under a loving spell.
With a view to saving those untamed ones with flowing manes and tails, Miss Dean and Mr. Einsbruck were inspired to create a short documentary called Ode to Wild Horses. But before I tell you more about that, let's pause for a breath of fresh air and perhaps a prayer for people to realize that God resides in the hearts of all beings. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television.
Peace for Ukraine or Ukraine.
Welcome back to Deep Peace Trust and an International Day for Animal People, Part 1 of 2, on Supreme Master Television. At the time of the interview, Ode to Wild Horses had been accepted for presentation at several film festivals and had already won its first award. Andrew Einsbruck, vegan, one of the producers, described it as a personal piece, with voiceovers from his wife about the role horse people play in our lives, and the need for us to protect and learn from them.
Speaking of learning from them, they're fascinating to observe, and that's something that's not necessarily obvious. The horses have a society and herds and how they deal with each other. And like with the cows, you'll see aunties hanging out with the children to give the moms a break. There's so much to learn just from watching them. And if we, for example, if this wipe them out, the opportunity to learn those things isn't there anymore. That's a real loss. And then in terms of the filmmaking that we're doing, we have Ode to Wild Horses, and we're currently working on a documentary called Thundering Hooves, which is a broader look at this role of horses in society, but also sort of the personal journey of living with them as well.
There are 211 countries and regions which have animal people protection laws. Pakistan is one of them. Pakistan, Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1890. Physical forms of abuse or otherwise subjecting an animal person to unnecessary pain or suffering are prohibited. Subjecting animal people to starvation, thirst, overcrowding, or ill treatment is forbidden. Sanctions include fines and imprisonment for up to 3 months for certain offences. Obey the law of your country. No more animal people slaughterhouses. No more hurting. No more murdering them to eat, to lab test, or for any reason at all. Be vegan. Make peace. So be it.
At a place of peace, the needs of the animal people residents are given top priority, and satisfying them is considered an opportunity to practice unconditional love.
One of the differences about the sanctuary and our approach to it is that it's built on a very strong spiritual base and a strong set of values. We don't set ourselves up here and the animals are down here. We seek to embrace harmony, and it's not always easy. There are challenges there, there's no question. But the value underlying it is the one of service. The term I'll use sometimes in the past, and Billy was reminding me of it today, is mitzvah, the Hebrew word that, that's sort of good deed. It's a mitzvah to take care of these animals.
Miss Dean has expressed her philosophy of caring for others in 2 words that Mr. Einsbruck has embraced for their powerful potential.
One of the phrases that Billy uses is this idea of radical reverence. And I think that's a really useful mind shift in terms of how we think about our place on the planet, in the world, in nature. Like if we are radically reverent toward everyone and everything, it sort of shapes how you go about interacting with them, right? And whether it's a earthworm or a bird or an eagle or a cow or a horse or whatever, if you can bring that sense of reverence to your interaction and to even just how you think about it or how you feel about it, that radical reverence can shape an entirely different way of walking through the world.
Marvel Planet. Can you help her survive and progress? Just be vegan. Make peace. Help others. Be the creator of wonder. Thanking you forever. You're most grateful. This and generations of the future.
Miss Dean told a lovely story about a horse person who passed on during the floods. She was distressed because this mare had been with them for 25 years and had collapsed in the mud.
I put down a whole lot of hay to sort of soak up all the mud and make it soft, because she'd get up and then go down again. And we were cut off. We'd become an island during the flooding. And anyway, this beautiful mare said, no, I have the stars above me and Mother Earth holding me. And I was going, well, actually, there's no stars, but I guess you mean this is cool with you. And it was just lightly raining. It was beautiful. And I just sat with her, and suddenly the sky parted and there were stars. And that was her moment of transition. And so she'd foreseen her own transition. What people don't understand is that if it's done right, a passing is a transcendent moment. And she passed that transcendence onto me as a gift. And you become one with spirit, and you can feel you're part of the universe. And so many animals don't get that experience, and that is what they're looking for.
Supreme Master Ching Hai Vegan gratefully present the Deep Peace Trust, the Shining World Compassion Award, plus $10,000 as a humble token of support for all its precious work to promote kindness to all beings and with all love. Best wishes and high praises for serving animal people in need. May God bless and protect you always. Supreme Master Ching Hai Vegan is deeply grateful to the most merciful, beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy, and/or any good cause over the years, as a humble vessel for His compassion and love towards His precious children.
For more information about the Deep Peace Trust, please visit deeppeacetrust.com. We sincerely thank Billy Dean, vegan, and Andrew Einsbruck, vegan, for their loving service to our co-inhabitants. Please tune in again next week for part 2 of our show and more insights from this wise couple.
Vegan, get used to freedom from depression.
Intelligent viewers, thank you for joining us today. Next is
What's This World Made Of? Part 2 of 2
on Between Master and Disciples, right after Noteworthy News. May your spirit vibrate with the ecstasy of God's love.
Be vegan. Make peace, do good deeds, hell not reach.
Russia, leave Ukraine or you reign now. Peace be with you too.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AW.